So just find a seat that's comfortable for you. You can let your eyes rest closed or just take a really soft, gentle gaze if you don't feel like closing your eyes today. And we'll just start this process of breathing in and out of the nose. And just letting your breath just begin to slow down. And just find some ease here within this seat. And if you can, really let your breath flow in and out of the nose and give it a rhythm or pattern that works for you. Perhaps in for count of 4, and then out for that same exact count. The average person breathes pretty quickly, up to 30 breaths or more per minute. And so in our practice, we really give our bodies a chance to slow down, to restore, and to move into the parasympathetic nervous system, which is actually our body's preferred state. But with modern technology and life, we don't stay there as often as we should. The slow breaths, if you need it today, I've been practicing just letting those exhales lengthen out a little bit longer. If you have any trouble just settling, grounding, you can always go to that as a practice. Just maybe inhaling in for 4 and then exhaling out for a count of 6 or even 8. Continue to just let the elbows hang heavy, shoulders relax, face nice and easy. And then when you feel ready here, perhaps begin to form or set an intention for your practice today. Whatever it is that you need it to be. And then keeping that intention in your heart, in your mind, go ahead and bring those palms together. Let thumbs rest right at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Just sealing in these first few breaths and your intention. And take a big inhale, hold the breath in. And then a long, slow exhale. Nice. Let's go ahead, ease the palms down. And then let's just roll the shoulders a little bit. And as you roll the shoulders, you can reclose your eyes if that works for you, but use it as just a little time to check in with the upper back and the neck, and just check in with those parts of your body to see how everything is doing today. Try not to make a story up about it. That's the first thing I do. And then reverse moving the circle in the other direction. So just checking in. Continuing to go back to your breath. Good. And then drop those shoulders down. We'll do a few little twists here. So big inhale, reach and stretch arms up. Exhale, right hand, left knee. Just take one twist here and then inhale to come back up. Exhale, left hand, right knee, twist. Let's go back to center, inhale. Exhale, twist. Big inhale. Exhale, twist. You can go at a different pace if I'm going too fast or too slow. We'll do one more on each side and we'll hold each one a bit longer. Big inhale. Exhale, twist, and hold this one. So close your eyes, sit up nice and tall, relax the shoulders. Check in with your hands, make sure they're not gripping. Breathe into the belly. Couple more breaths here. Beautiful. Let's inhale, come through center. And then exhale, go to your other side. Staying here for a few breaths. Again, close your eyes once you get in there, and then just let those shoulders relax. Breathe into your belly. Soften where you can. Good. Nice. Good, and then let's come back through to center. And then we'll just go right on ahead and move into table pose from here. So go ahead and get onto your mat if you're not already there. And we will go ahead and start right off into some warm-up movements here. So cat-cow, inhaling, dropping that belly down, lifting chest and heart, and then exhaling, rounding spine. I always say if you want to play around a little bit and just reverse the way that you're doing your breathing here, feel free to do that. It's good for the brain to mix things up. Good. Do your best to just be with each movement as it happens. This is the thing that happens with people when they do yoga for a while. It hasn't really happened yet because we haven't done any sequencing, but we kind of anticipate what's coming next. We kind of already start doing it in our brain. So keep with this warm-up movement here. And if you follow the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza, there are some neuroscientists out there that talk about how when we're doing movements in our brain, our body and our muscles are also kind of activating in that way. So I try to remember that in my practice so that I can just in my mind and in my body be with the same movement, because I'm a little type A and I want to get the maximum benefit, right? A couple more of these. Good. Let's go ahead and drop to a neutral table. And then let's just reach the right leg back behind you, flex to the right foot, and then just rock kind of forward and back here, pressing back into that right heel. Keep the neck nice and long. Good. A couple more of these. Nice. And then we're gonna lift that right leg up, bend the knee, pull the knee out to the side, and then take a few circles here. So we'll just work on this right leg for a little bit. Keep your breathing nice, slow, and steady. And try to make sure your elbows don't lock out. That can happen here. And then reverse, move that knee in the other direction, flex your foot as you go. Awesome. Good. And then let's take that right leg out to the right side, flex the foot, and then you're going to cross it back behind you and then press the toes down, press the heel back. Good. And then you'll inhale, flex the foot, stretch it out to the side, activate those hips, and then exhale, curl toes under, press back through heel. We'll do one more, get that IT band, flex, and then cross back, curl the toe under. Nice. And then just drop the right knee down next to left knee. Do a little movement here that feels integrating. So maybe it's cat-cow. Maybe you choose to circle those hips around. Good. Just breathe in and out of your nose. Awesome. Let's drop to that nice neutral table, and then we'll start by just curling the left toe under, straighten the left leg, and then just kind of rock forward and back here. Make sure you're breathing as you go here. Good. And let's find a neutral spot, and then we'll bring the left knee out to the side with the foot flex and circle the hip for a few rotations. Check in with those elbows, face, jaw, any of those areas, trying to kind of tighten up here. Awesome. Good. And then reverse, move the knee in the other direction. Good. Nice. And then when you're ready, you're just going to flex the left foot, straighten the leg, inhale, and then exhale, cross over, press back through the left heel. And then inhale, bring the leg to the side. Exhale, cross back. And then one more, inhale. And then exhale, press back through that left heel, and then left knee down. Let's just go back into a child's pose for a few breaths. forehead down. Notice difference between legs and hips. Try to breathe into that lowest belly. See if you can feel your upper back expanding. Awesome. Good. And then let's come all the way up into table pose. And then you can either stay right here in your table, or you can go all the way up and back into a downward facing dog. It is completely up to you. So if you're in table, you can just kind of hang, do some cat-cow, down dog. Just focus on stretching that belly, chest, spreading those palms nice and wide. Good, and breathing deeply here. Nice, and then from either your table or your down dog, whichever one you've chosen to be in, you're gonna reach that right leg back behind you, bend the knee, open up the hip. And so pull the outer left hip back. Breathe into the upper back. Awesome. One more inhale, lift the knee a little higher if you can. And then on your exhale, bring that right foot right there between your hands. So if you're in the table, then curl your left toe under, lift left knee off the floor. Make sure your feet are hip width here. And then you're gonna inhale up. You can just leave your hands on your hips for a moment so you get that nice solid foundation here of your lunge. You can leave the hands on the hips. You can also bring the left knee back down to the floor if this is like too much, too soon. And then when you're ready, reach and stretch those arms up, or again, keep hands on hips. So lots of variations, lots of different things to try here. Nice deep breaths here. Just a couple more. Keep pulling the outer right hip back, even if the left knee is down. Good. Let's bring those hands down to frame the right foot. We're gonna drop left hand down and then right arm up, so twist. Again, left knee can be on the earth. Totally fine. Totally fine. Just lengthen up out of the waist. Keep the neck as long as you can. Keep the breath flowing. Good. Bring that right hand down. Now, if your left knee is off the floor, lift it up. We're gonna move to pyramid pose. So left foot will come in a couple of footprints. Right leg will straighten. If you need props here, grab those props there at home with you. Make sure that right leg does not lock out. Fold over the right leg. Try to keep your neck nice and long. Breath nice and too. Now left toes, you can angle 30 degrees or so towards front side of your mat, or even more forward than that. Totally fine. Some people prefer to have that the toes totally facing the front side of the mat. So just kind of do what works best for you here. If you feel tension in your body, you can also switch your breath up a little bit again to move into those longer exhales. Couple more. Good. And let's start to bend into the right knee. You're going to bring those hands down, walk the left foot back to a lunge, and then step back to either a plank or just drop those knees down, take a knee down plank. Either one is fine. And then from your plank or your knee down plank, come down to your belly. Thumbs in line with your chest, tops of feet to floor. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, child's pose. So find your child's pose, forehead resting to the earth. Connect back into the breath. And do your best to stay out of those stories. One of my favorite inspirational people just says, just go general, right? If you're getting caught up into stories and specifics of things that you don't want, which usually does not do anything to raise our consciousness or vibration, we're in the don't want, then we just go general, repeating a word like appreciation. or love. Just to bring us out of those stories, most of them just totally not even true. Couple more breaths here. Find a place to soften where you can. Awesome. Let's move back into downward facing dog when you feel ready, or table. So again, we'll do the same thing that we did just a moment ago, except the other side, right? So if you were in table to start off with, then more than likely do that here. A couple more breaths. If you're in table, feel free to move with it as you want, as you wish. Good. Let's take the left leg back behind you, bend the knee, open the hip. Again, do this from table if you need to today. Down dog, pull the outer right hip crease back, a little bitty bend in the right knee. Everyone try not to grip the floor with those hands or lock out elbows. Nice deep breath, lots of room for energy to flow. One more inhale, lift the left knee higher, and then exhale, left foot's gonna come right there between those hands. Again, you have the option to lower the right knee down if you need to. Make sure your feet or left knee or the knee and the foot are hip width. Come on up into your lunge, and then you can take those hands onto hips to just kind of get the balance. Feel the strength there in the legs. Option to always lower right knee if needed. And then when you're ready, you can inhale, reach those arms up, slow your breath down. Again, just be here where you are. Be easy with it, be gentle with yourself. Nice. One more inhale to reach up. And then exhale, hands are gonna come down. We're gonna move into that twist. So if you wanna lower right knee down, again, you totally can. Right hand will go down, left arm will reach up. And then it's all about the breath. Keep the legs nice and strong though. Sometimes we get a little wobbly and twist because we've lost contact with the earth. So check back in with those legs. And keep hugging those inner thighs together. Keep the neck nice and long. Breath nice and full. Awesome. Good. And then when you're ready, let's slowly bring that left hand down. We're going to come to pyramid again. So right foot will come in a couple footprints, the heels to the earth. Left leg will straighten and then fold over the left leg. So again, find what works best with you in regards to that right foot. Try not to lock out that left knee. Keep your neck as long as you can. Keep your breath flowing as best as you can. And just slow it down. Awesome. Good. One more nice deep breath. Palms to the earth, bending into left knee, right foot steps back to lunge, and then again, back to plank or your knee down plank. Take a big inhale here, lower to your belly. One back bend, inhale, cobra. And then again, exhale, child's pose. And just find your way to the earth. Maybe work in those longer exhales. Breathing into the upper back. Slowing down little by little. And again, always going general if you need to. My sisters and I even joke about it now. They're like, oh, sounds like you need to go general today, right? Or just stay in that place if you need to, as long as you need to. until you feel that energy shifting, moving you up and out. Good. Let's come all the way back into either your table, moving through some cat-cow, or a downward facing dog for a few breaths, whichever one feels the best to you today. And table again, you can cat-cow or hip circle, get that spine moving around. Nice. And then from either your table or your downward facing dog, you're going to find a forward fold at the very front side of your mat. So you can walk your way up there if you need to get all the way up from table. And go ahead, find that forward fold. Let the back of the neck be nice and long. If you're feeling tension in your low back, then take your feet wider, bend your knees more. But just kind of enjoy this really gentle inversion. You get the head below the heart, it just kind of slows that heart rate down. Good. When you're ready, let's inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, fold. And then press into your feet. Inhale, stand. You can reach up and look up. And then exhale, thumbs come right down to your heart. Just close your eyes, breathe here. Nice, slowly, steadily. Awesome. Good. And when you feel ready, open eyes. I'm going to turn to face you guys, and we'll just take a big wide step out with that right foot. And then we're going to do a few warrior poses. So go ahead, turn your right foot to the right, heel to arch or heel to heel. Inhale, arms sweep out. Exhale, warrior two, eyes looking right out over the right middle finger. Expand into this shape. Kind of feel the power of this pose all the way down into the feet. So feel how you press that outer edge of the left foot down. You might feel the left hip opening a little bit more, maybe. Widen right knee right over toes 2 and 3, and then again feeling that right hip open. Again, soften the shoulders. Couple more breaths. Nice. Let's bring hands to hips or waist, straighten out right leg, turn those toes. Go ahead, turn left foot to the left, heel to arch or heel to heel. Big inhale, arms sweep out. Exhale, come on down. Same little micro adjustments first. Always checking in with the shoulders, making sure they're not way up there in the ears. That's the most common thing I see with this shape, is that the shoulders are kind of shrugging. And then move back down to the feet, pressing outer edge of right foot down, seeing if you can just imagine those hips pointing right there to the wall in front of you. And then widen left knee right over toes 2 and 3. Couple more breaths here. Awesome. Hands to hips or waist, straighten out left leg, turn toes. Let's go into the right side again. So go ahead and turn right foot to the right. Take a big inhale, arms sweep out. Exhale, bend into the right knee. We're going to move to side angle. So elbow or forearm onto thigh, and then left arm sweeps up and over. Bicep facing ear, palm facing the floor. Let's get some strong breaths to move down into the belly. Stay connected to the outer edge of the left foot and the inside edge. Make sure the toes of the right foot aren't gripping the floor. And then try not to just press too hard with the right elbow into the right side. There's pressure there, but we're not like sinking into it. Just take one more breath here. Awesome. Inhale up. And then hands to hips or waist, straighten right leg. Turn the toes. Let's go to left side. So heel to arch or heel to heel. Big inhale, arms sweep out. And then exhale, come on down. Looking gently out over the middle finger and then moving into your side angle. So elbow to thigh, all those little same micro adjustments just to check in with the outer edge of the right foot. Bicep facing ear, palm facing floor. Strong right arm, left knee over toes 2 and 3. Just a couple more breaths. Make sure left toes don't grip the floor. Good. One more inhale. Let's come all the way back up. Awesome. Hands to hips or waist, straighten leg, turn the toes. Heel toe in just a tiny little bit here. And then let's circle those hips around. Good. Strong standing poses here. Nice. Let's come back to center. We're going to move to triangle pose. So if you want to move your feet a little bit wider again, you can. You can also practice more of the Ashtanga triangle where the feet are a little closer together. Either one is fine. So go ahead and turn the right foot to the right, heel to arch or heel to heel, left foot slightly pigeon-toed in. Big inhale, arms sweep out, and then exhale right there into your triangle. So do your best to keep that torso nice and long. Take your hand wherever it is comfortable. So you can even just like be way up here like this. This is still triangle. Just make sure that right knee doesn't lock out. Most important thing, we let the energy keep flowing through the body in our practice. So we try not to lock out joints or hold the breath or any of those things. So we can truly have this beautiful transformative experience. Let our energy flow out and through. Good. Left hip opens just a teeny bit more. Nice deep breath. Awesome. Look down at your right foot. Bend into the right knee. Inhale up. Good. And then turn right toes in. Turn left toes out. Again, heel to arch or heel to heel. Big inhale here. And exhale into your triangle. Good. So find what works best for your body today. Meeting it where it is. Torso long, opening up that top hip, neck staying long, breath nice and full. Good. Just a couple more breaths here. Awesome. And when you're ready, look down at that left foot, little bend in the left knee. Let's inhale up. Bring hands to hips or waist. Parallel the feet and then circle hips around. Good. And we're going to work on a twist here. We're going to do a couple twists. So first twist is this wide-legged forward fold twist. So adjust your feet as you need to, for your wide-legged forward fold. Make sure your big toes are in the same line here. And then you're going to go ahead and find that wide-legged forward fold. So bend your knees if you need to here. I like to bend my knees because they give me a little better sense of where my hips are in space. Let's just fold a little bit here because I just got in. I was like, wow, this feels good. Then we'll move into that twist after we kind of lengthen here for a minute. Get the back of the neck long. Good, nice deep breath. And bring yourself into a bit of a half lift shape. So bring those hands, arms out in front of you. If you need to grab a prop or something to go underneath your hands there at home, go for it. And again, I like to bend my knees here because it gives me a little better sense of what's going on with my low back. So take your right hand to the left hand to the floor to start with. And then let's bring the right hand to the low back. So you can really check in with that low back area. You're going to inhale, lengthen your torso, and then exhale, start to twist open towards that right side. Neck is staying long. If you want to reach and stretch the right arm up, just check in with those hips. Again, you can bend those knees, make sure toes don't grip the floor. I know it's a lot going on. Breathe into your belly. Nice, strong breath. One more nice deep breath here. Awesome. Let's bring the right hand, left hand down. Just fold there in the center. Find a forward fold that works for your body today as it is. Good. Nice. And then when you're ready, let's go ahead and find the half lift, inhaling here. Then you're going to bring that right hand underneath your nose. Again, bend those knees if you want to. And then hand on top of the low back left hand. You'll inhale to lengthen the torso. And then exhale, roll that left shoulder open. If you want to reach that top arm up, go for it. Keep breathing, keep checking in with those hips and check in with your toes. They kind of might want to grip the floor a little bit. Good, nice deep breath here. Awesome. Let's bring the left hand down, and again, let's fold there in the center, right hand down. Find forward fold that works for you, head below the heart. Again, if you need to take props or anything underneath those hands, go for it. You can even take your feet a little bit wider if the earth seems like super far away. Good. And when you're ready, let's just slowly bring the hands to the hips or the waist. Take a big inhale to stand all the way up, and then exhale at the top. And then walk your feet in, 1 or 2 footprints here. Stay in the wide-legged stance, and then circle those hips around. Ooh, so feeling a lot of integration happening here. Nice. And then circle the other way. And we're gonna do one more twist here, okay? So for this next twist, we're just gonna pivot towards the left, okay? So we'll find that pyramid shape here. So do what you need to do, left foot forward, right heel all the way down, okay? Check in with your hips, and then you're gonna fold and find that pyramid shape. Again, you may need some props there at home. Check out your feet before we do any twisting. Make sure your heels don't intersect or crisscross, okay? We're gonna move to revolved triangle. So you can bring that right hand to the floor, left thumb to left hip crease, and then again, inhale, torso lengthens here. This is plenty, this is enough. Or if you want to start to roll the left shoulder open, you can. Check in with the right heel, it's going to want to lift. So a lot going on here in the legs. Final little thing here, if you want to reach that left arm up, you can. You can also play around with taking that right hand to the top of the left foot or outside of the left foot. A couple more breaths. Nice. Let's bring left hand down, and we're just going to step the right foot forward and fold here. So just let that torso lengthen, a nice fold in between the sides. Nice deep breath, strong standing practice today. Good. And then with your hands staying down there on the floor, you're going to press into the right foot, step your left foot down, get the left heel down. And then again, you're going to find that pyramid shape, lengthening out over the right leg, inhaling. Bring the left hand down, right thumb, right hip crease, big inhale, torso lengthens. And then again, you're going to find your revolved triangle. So you might lift the right arm up, you might not. You might play around with the placement of the left hand, you might not. Keep your neck long, shoulders up out of the ears, breath all the way into the belly. Strong legs. Okay, couple more breaths. Awesome. Let's bring the right hand down to the floor, left hand down. Step the left foot forward and fold. Neck nice and long. You can rock and sway side to side here. Awesome. And then when you're ready, let's inhale, lengthen the torso. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms, bend your knees, walking back. Again, either plank or knee down plank. Either one is fine. And then to the belly. We're going to do a couple things on the belly to really integrate those twists. So first thing, cobra, thumbs there in line with chest, tops of feet to floor. And then just inhale, cobra. We'll hold here for a few breaths. So neck is long, shoulders are engaged, breath is full. Good. Lower down. Let's stack the palms and just let your forehead rest there. Breathe all the way into your lowest belly. See if you feel it in your low back. Good. Next back bend. You're going to bring those hands down beside your hips, palms facing down, and then just lift your legs. So big inhale, legs lift. Try to keep your upper body down if you can. Keep the hands down and just lift those legs. Keep the breath flowing. Couple more breaths here. Awesome. Lower the feet, and then let's bring the palms back up underneath the forehead and breathe. If you want any movement here, like bending knees and windshield wiper knees side to side, you can always do that. Good. We're going to do one more back bend here. So bring the feet down. Okay, tops of feet down, hands beside your hips, palms facing down. Inhale, lift up the upper body. And then if you want to, you just stay here like this. This is great, or you can lift up the hands, or you can lift up the feet too. So choose your shape, and then we're just gonna stay here and breathe together for a little bit. Whichever shape you're in, it's perfect. See if you can breathe so deep into your belly that your upper body lifts a little bit. Good. 3 more breaths if you can. One more. Good. Bring those hands down and let's stretch back into a child's pose. So reach on back to that child's pose. Give your back a really nice stretch here. Forehead down. Just touching down, just breathing. Good. The body nice and slowly starting to move back more into that sympathetic state or parasympathetic state. The back bends can be very activating. Good. And then when you're ready, let's come onto the back. So we'll start to move more into restore mode. Had a very strong standing practice today. So bring your feet to the floor. Feet are hip width, knees are hip width. One more little back bend here, just because our back loves these. So feet down, and then lift your hips up. So don't turn your head when you get into this. If you want to do anything different with those arms, the hands, go for it. But again, just don't turn your head. It's not the best thing for your neck. Breathe down into your belly. Awesome. Just one more breath. Let's lower down. Bring your soles of your feet together. Knees open up. Supta Baddha Konasana. Hands up on top of those hips or wherever is comfortable. And just breathe. And if you need to, just stay in that general place. Maybe picking that one word that holds the vibration of where you would like to be. Appreciation, love, gratitude, peace, any of those, or your own. Good. Let's go ahead and Take feet to the floor, and then we'll bring the knees to hug into the chest. And you can, again, just kind of choose to be still here, or you can find some movement, whatever works best for you. Good. And then when you feel ready, you're just going to leave your right knee hugging in, and then take your left foot down onto the floor. Let's circle that right hip around just a little bit here. Give it all that nice fluid. And then we're going to switch the grip so that we're holding back behind this right thigh here. Okay, so anywhere up close to the knee or down to the bottom of the thigh, whichever works best for you. And then you're going to flex that right foot, stretch the heel up. So we're getting into the back of the right leg, the hamstring. So again, find what works best for you. You can walk the hand up a little bit, flex through that right foot, and hold back behind the knee if that works best for you, but hold, flex that foot. Now you can always straighten out the left leg, bring the left heel down to the floor, but if that causes anything to not feel so great in your low back, then bring the left foot back down. Just a couple more breaths here. Try not to grip too hard with those hands. Awesome. Good. And then let's go ahead and bend the right knee, bring the right foot down, and then bring soles of feet together, let knees open again. Notice the difference between right hip, right leg, left leg. As we lay in this symmetrical shape, feeling the asymmetry between sides. Good. And then we'll bring our feet back together to the floor, hug those knees in, and maybe circle, maybe be still, whichever works best for you. Good. Let's leave the left knee hugging in and take our right foot out to the floor, and we'll start off with just circling left knee around. Good. And then circle it the other way. And then again, we'll move into the hamstring. So we'll stretch the left heel towards ceiling. Just hold behind the left leg anywhere that's comfortable for you today. So higher up if you need it, lower down if you need it. Try to get those shoulders nice and relaxed. You can play around with the right heel, extending it out on the floor, or you can just leave that foot down, whichever works best for you. Just continue to let your body relax into the earth, to slow down. Give yourself permission to go as general as you need to help that process. One more nice deep breath. And let's bring the left foot back to the floor. We'll move again to Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of feet together, knees open. Just pausing here in the center. Noticing, witnessing, observing. Good. And then bring feet to floor, and then let's hug knees into the chest just one more time here. Breathing deeply, circling or not. And then we'll bring arms out to either T or cactus, and then bring those knees to that right side. You're welcome to look towards left. If you want to do a totally different twist than this, you're welcome to. We did some pretty deep twisting today in practice. Revolve triangle is always pretty deep, so give yourself permission to be a little bit more gentle with this final twist if you need it today. Breathing into the belly, finding little places to soften, little places to release the hands, feet, anything that you can find to just gently soften. Good. Let's come back to center. Just pause for a moment. You can squeeze everything in, circle, or just totally be still. Good. And then we'll go ahead and bring those knees over to the left side. Pausing here for a minute or so. Repeating whatever you did on that very first side. Really, at this point of practice, just letting that exhale be nice and long and luxurious. Continuing to find little places to soften. Anywhere you can just release tension. It's always, most of the time, it's unconscious that we're gripping in the hands or feet or anywhere. It's just the body trying to protect us. One more breath. Good. Bring your hips and knees, everything back to center. Nice big hug squeeze. And then let's stretch out for relaxation, for Shavasana. So if you have a place you want to be other than the floor, you can start to transition there. If there is a position that's more comfortable for you than just lying completely flat, feel free to take that. But just start to let yourself transition now into this resting place, really being aware of first the breath. So maybe spending a minute or so letting those exhales really lengthen out. Really feel that energy right there at the bottom of the exhale. We always say the kind of the moon energy, the new moon energy, which we just had on Monday, really correlates with that feeling of apana, the bottom of the exhale, more kind of grounded place, asking us to just maybe turn inward a little bit to refocus, reset intentions. And this practice allowing us to do what we need to do. And with those longer exhales, perhaps maybe that feeling of groundedness here, just slowly scanning the body, starting at the very top of the head today. So feeling that energy at the bottom of the exhale, the top of your head, just noticing what's there, that space. Maybe that feeling of being pulled down, top of the head, just pulling down into the body. The feeling of inhale there at the very top of the head, that upward movement of energy, just that warmth coming up the spine, just pulling there very top of the head. And then the exhale, the warmth kind of going down into the body, maybe feeling it all the way in the soles of your feet. Moving into the forehead, just letting your forehead broaden here. Letting the eyes rest into the back of the head. Letting go of all held tension there. Forehead, eyes, cheekbones, permission to just fall. The nose just taking in the breath and sending it out. Mouth relaxing, corners of the mouth just drifting down. Teeth separating, the jaw just nice and relaxed, the tongue able to rest. Moving back behind the back of the head touching the earth, feeling that support, that cradling, that embracing happening back of the head. Now back of the neck, top of the throat, maybe feeling the breath as it flows there across the throat. Just that natural rhythm. The heart, feeling the beating there, the breath there in the heart, that warmth as your chest just naturally rises and falls with each breath. First, the tops of the ribs, that expansion there as you breathe in, and the gentle falling away and releasing as you breathe out. And the ribs on the earth, gently moving on the earth, the ribs with the breath. The upper back, the upper spine, again, supported and cradled by the earth, by nature, just held here. The middle back also supported and held. The low back, the sacrum, that plate, just expanding that warmth there onto the earth. Coming into the tops of the hips. From tops of the hips, feeling that warmth and then feeling it spread up into your belly button as you just feel that natural rise and fall of breath. Pelvis, the warmth there of that energy of just releasing, letting go, feeling the pelvis just melt into the earth. Coming into the hands, feeling that warming energy there, first in fingertips and then letting it come into the palms. The warmth traveling into tops of hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, nice and heavy. Upper arm bones just gently falling into the earth. Shoulder blades, shoulders relaxing. And then just feeling that entire torso, arms, pelvis, everything nice, heavy held and supported here. Moving down now into the legs, the thigh bones, nice and heavy here on the earth. As you just feel any tension that you're holding there in the hips, the legs, the upper thigh bones just dropping. Almost feeling like you could let those bones just drop right down through to the earth. Kneecaps, feeling the warmth of just your awareness there, encircling, encasing them, let that drip back behind the knees. Now moving into calf muscles, the shins, your ankles just gently falling here into the earth. Tops of feet melting, bottoms of feet melting. And again, that energy of the exhale. Now feel the energy of the exhale down at the very bottom of your feet. How it kind of pulls and warms down there, creating this beautiful sensation of groundedness, and then spreads on the inhale all the way back up the spine to the very top of the head. And then that exhale again, just pulling there down at the very bottom soles of the feet. Feeling your whole body just bathed in this warmth and this light. Allowing yourself to be in this place of being grounded, relaxed, being as general as you need to be about that vibration. And then when you're ready, taking a big inhale in through your nose, just holding it in for a moment. Long, slow exhale, as long as luxurious as you need it to be. Finding just a few small movements, wiggling fingers, toes, gently stretching arms and legs. Eventually bending those knees, hugging knees into chest. Rocking slowly onto your favorite side, pausing, resting. Slowly making your way up to, once more, a nice comfortable seat, keeping your eyes resting closed if you can, staying inside the body, inside of this energy that you have created through your practice, just organically here today. And then bring your palms together, let thumbs rest right at heart center, just sealing in this practice and your intention, keeping it here with you in your heart always, so that it is there later when you need it. Taking a big inhale, holding breath in, and then exhaling, letting go. Jai Bhagwan, namaste. Thank you guys so much for coming and practicing today. It was lovely to have each and every one of you guys.